Of animated series and video games. I also the executive producer and the director, and I also play Captain Kirk in a new web series called Star Trek Continues, but that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. We're here to talk about a great new project that we're very, very excited for you guys to be a part of called Nobility. Give it a big round of applause. Nobility is kind of like, how shall I put it? It's like Firefly meets The Office. So let your imagination run wild with that one for a minute. It's got the scope of Babylon 5. It's a big world, big universe, and yet it's got the sensibilities and the humor of Doctor Who. It's kind of the best of everything that we've all wanted to see rolled into one. A great group of stars, an amazing cast of actors, and we're going to meet them fairly soon.
Are they here?
No more people. But that's just the way we like it. Just the way we like it. While they're being seated, let me go ahead. It's okay. Let me go ahead and introduce the people you're going to be hanging out with for the next little while here. Cass Anvar, you know from Assassin's Creed, plays Captain Kirk. Chris Judge from Stargate SG-1 plays Admiral.
He's on his way.
Is on his way. He's entered the building. Tori Higginson from Stargate Atlantis. Miracle Laurie from Dollhouse. Somebody else on their way. Yes, Tori's coming. Ellen Dubin. Lex. Where's Lex? Hello, Lex. I love it. Neil Johnson from Starship Rising. E.J. Della Pena from Jingle All the Way. Doug Jones from Falling Skies. Darren Jacobs from Starship. Charles Henry from Starship. All kinds of great people on the panel here. Give them a big round of applause, please, everyone. Now, we've got a little surprise for you. If you haven't seen it, you're going to really love it. And if you have seen it, it just gets better every time we see it. We're going to screen the trailer for Nobility. So our tech man is getting ready to push the magic button. So you guys direct your attention to the screen. If anyone's near something that looks like a light switch, hit it. And we'll talk to you on the other side. We tried to do this without bloodshed. Let's just watch that 8 more times and call it a panel, right? Wow, oh my gosh. Well, you know what? If it's okay, I want to go straight to the center here and talk with EJ because he's the brains, right? This is your brainchild. Wait a minute. I just got a communique. Please welcome Tori and Chris.
See how live this is? Just impromptu.
Anything can happen.
Nice to meet you.
Chris Judge and Tori Higginson, ladies and gentlemen. We're playing musical name tags, Tori. It's okay.
I've left more room.
It's always a good problem when you don't have quite enough chairs for your celebrity cast.
So EJ, step back up to the microphone now that we've been joined by the rest of our wonderful cast here. Tell these guys, EJ, tell these guys the inception, if you will, of Nobility.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
It's like
I'll just go ahead and stand for this one, don't I? So, it was really interesting. The way I came up with it is somebody had recommended me that I write a comedy. And I was sitting down actually on the set of Starship, which was Neil Johnson, our director's last project. Say hi, Neil. Woo! Ooh, and he's got a postcard for everybody. And I was playing one of the lead characters named Torgus, and I was sitting down at my console. I was a navigator on his Starship. And just kind of running through my lines, getting a feel for the set and the character and everything. And it just kind of hit me. Now, the initial concept is what hit me, which was Modern Family in space. And, being such a huge sci-fi fan, I realized that hadn't been done before. And so I started sitting down and writing it and going through it. And it just kind of evolved into what Vic said, which was Firefly meets The Office. And from there, we just kind of started. We brought Cass and Neil on board, and it just kind of snowballed from there until we have the ridiculously awesome cast that you see before you. So there we go.
Wonderful. So now we're going to call it Office Fly. Fire Office.
Love it. We're changing the name now.
So I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys a chance to interact with these guys, which is one of the best parts of Comic-Con, right, is getting to talk to the people behind the making of something. So anybody that's got any questions, why don't you go ahead and step up to this microphone. Let's start a line here with anyone who wants to ask any questions. Step right on up. Don't be afraid of that microphone. It won't bite hard. Oh, hey, now we know. Now we're starting it off right with a Galaxy Quest. Right? I love it.
Go Galaxy Quest.
Never give up, never surrender. So, question for some of you out there, you've been in a lot of serious shows. Like it's a very serious tone to it. I mean, there's some comedy thrown in. Stargate Lena's had some comedy. I mean, James, it's great. But what was it like to be on this set where it seems like, where you say it's like an Office feel, a Firefly feel, like where it's a lot more, it seems like comedy's part of it. How is it sort of shifting to that? Chris or...
I was on Stargate, so I'm not allowed to answer.
Yeah, the Stargate people have to field that question. It looks like you had a lot of fun. It looks like you had a lot of fun on Stargate. What kind of fun did you have on this set, and how did it compare to that?
How's that for a laugh? I actually, kind of one of the things that we had, and one of the things that I'm attracted to about anything is the humor of it. And kind of where sci-fi is going now, it's just becoming darker and darker and darker. And, we can watch the news for that. Sci-fi used to be about wonderment and exploring and the best of humankind and the best of human nature. And it kind of is not, but that's reflective of what's going on in the world. But one of the things that I always loved about 2 of the 3 Stargate shows was the humor. What does that mean? And kind of when I read this, you know, and Kaz is the one who brought me in, and you know, Tori, and I'm fans of everyone up here. But Kaz he threw in The Office and Modern Family, but he kind of also pitched that I would be the Sofia Vergara role. And,
I mean, look
so
at his
I'm
eyes.
just kind of wondering when that comes in.
Oh, it's coming.
We have you for a fitting next week.
You guys, I really quick, I want to butt in here really quick and tell you that Doug Jones is probably one of my favorite people on the planet. I've had the pleasure of doing things with him, working on some projects, and every time I see him in anything, I fall in love all over again. So I want to ask Doug, what are your feelings about being involved in Nobility? What have you enjoyed the most about it, and what do you look forward to in the future as it continues?
I enjoyed the humor of it mostly because of what we were just talking about. Yes, sci-fi is dark, television is dark. I'm on Falling Skies now, which is post-apocalyptic. That's a big theme, of course. It's like, survival, are we going to make it? So to be on a show that's set in space with goofy people trying to run this ship that are like the underdogs and whatnots, everyone's kind of a misfit in space. I loved that concept. And when EJ told me that he's written a part specifically for me, he's kind of like a handsy psychiatrist. Dream come true, you know.
Does this character need therapy? What is
As in real life, this psychologist needs more therapy than anybody else on the show. Yes. I'm kind of making
just like in real life, huh?
Exactly. I'm making up for my childhood where I had no hugs, and so now I just touch everybody. Thank you, Precious.
We're sharing a room, by the way. Watch the Silver Surfer just to get.
You guys, one of the problems with having somebody like Doug involved is that he's involved in so many things that he has to split up his time. So we're going to lose him here in just a minute.
Sorry.
Everyone will be hugging him as he leaves. But before that happens, we have a really great clip that we would love you to see. Our tech master is about to roll that baby while he's sprinting to the machine to roll it. But we hit the lights again, and this is a scene that we call Allard's Confession. Dr. Allard's Confession, please.
Have you considered the possibility of opening yourselves up to receive the message that each of you is trying to convey, as opposed to constantly arguing about who's right? What's more important? Who's right? Being right? Or being together? So much fun. I'm playing a psychiatrist who nobody really needs counseling from, so I just kind of butt my nose in where it doesn't belong, and I counsel things that didn't ask for it. So I have to run off to another panel at the moment. I'm sorry, it starts at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to be late to that. It's on the other side of the convention hall. So thank you so much for having me this much. We love you guys.
You guys, come by the Nobility booth tomorrow because Doug's going to be there signing. At what time will that be? Do we know?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. So get there early and shower because he is going to hug you. I guarantee it. He's going to hug you.
So much
Booth
kisses.
1949. So much kisses.
So many kisses.
The hugs and the kisses. All right, we have another question. Please. Yes, sir.
Hi, yes, I've been a big fan of science fiction and comedy for 54 years. And just wondering, has anyone heard of the show Red Dwarf? It's a British comedy. Am I the only one that gets a Red Dwarf vibe from this show?
Actually, somebody else today, when we were signing autographs, mentioned it, and I was like, you get it, you totally get it.
Yeah, when I saw
Darren, find a microphone.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was like, there was somebody else at the autograph session today
was talking about, and I said, you get it. It's definitely Red Dwarf. It's all the misfits who shouldn't be managing this ship, on a ship in space.
That's what I
It's
felt.
definitely a weapon.
And we get one on this side of the pond, as they say.
Yes, exactly.
Good. I'm glad we get on the pond. Thank you.
That actually, if I can really quick also give an answer to that, that's actually Neil's fault. As soon as I came to him with the concept and he started getting excited about it, the first thing he did was sat me down and made me watch all of Red Dwarf while I was writing the show. So,
Such torture.
I know, oh my gosh. But while we definitely don't get as slapstick necessarily as Red Dwarf, there's definitely some elements in there.
Oh, and by the way, you got blatant sucking up shirt.
Love it, love it, love it.
You guys step up there. Let's get some more questions in line for these people. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, welcome. I'm Andrew from New Zealand.
Hi.
Chris, good to see you again. I saw you a month ago, and Vic and Laura at Miracle, and Tori we met in Auckland. So I thought Red Dwarf as well, and another one was it Quark, or am I the only person who ever saw that back? I remember Quark.
Richard Benjamin.
Richard Benjamin on a space shuttle. He was a garbage pilot or something like that. Yeah. But what I was wondering, Doug Jones is gone now. What was it like him filming without makeup or mask? Was he happy about that, or does he wear one? Or
You know, he probably had a conversation with you about that. What was it?
Not directly. There was another project that we were both working on. In fact, he just went to that panel. And he was repeatedly saying a couple of years ago when he was working on that he is equally as comfortable doing the makeup and everything, and then appearing as he normally looks. That said, a little later down the road, when I think we had just shot his scenes for Nobility, he turned around and said, "Oh gosh, it's so good not to have to be sitting in the makeup chair for 4 hours." So there's that.
so when are we going to see it down 12,000 miles away, or where are we at?
You mean the finished product?
Yeah.
Well, we're probably going to see it. Post is probably going to go through, and obviously there's no guarantees, but it's probably going to go through about December, January, because we literally just, all that footage you saw was filmed this month. We just got through principal photography.
Well, make sure you bring it to New Zealand and Australia. Yeah.
Of course, of course.
Thank you. Great question. Yes.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm from Arizona. A question for Neil and production crew. This seems like just such an awesome ensemble cast. How do you handle managing all of those people and making sure they get screen time and that kind of...
Are you saying egos?
Yeah.
Egos? Is that what you're saying?
She just calls me a diva.
Is that what you're getting at?
I would never say you have an ego. I like your lady mode.
I think that the secret is giving everyone their moment, and that's the trick. You know, it's a balance. Everyone has the journey. You have to find the journey with each character, but you have to find everyone has a special moment. Doug Jones's moment's amazing. Cass's moment's amazing. Everyone's got an amazing moment. That's the secret.
I do not disagree with Neil, but I think there is a second secret, and that's that you have to hire badass people that are nice. So I actually think that your battle starts from the very beginning, and miraculously, there's a lot of ties. So many of us have worked together and wanted to work together again, and so we started from this fantastic place of creative bliss. So I think it just, that sets the stage.
Hire the non-divas.
Everyone's focused on the product. This cast, everyone was focused on the show, on what's best for the show, as opposed to their own stuff. So I think that really helped.
And then Neil gave us each a moment.
And then he gave us a moment.
I think the translation of all that is very carefully.
Your moment was caviar. Well, that was mine. I don't know. Yeah. Jump in. 42-foot trailer. That's what it is.
Neil, don't think you're going to get away down there at the corner. You guys, this is the director, Neil. Give him a round of applause down here. While Neil, I'm going to ask Neil a question, and while I am, I want you guys to step up to the microphone with some good questions for this panel. I mean, how often do you get the chance to talk to some of these people? So, think of something fun to ask them and step on there. But for the time being, Neil, tell me about your background and bringing your own particular expertise into Nobility, and how you work the two together. Any new things that you discovered? What you find unique about this project?
Yes. I don't know if anyone knows my history. I've done 10 feature films, they're all science fiction. That's all I care about. From the age of 2, that's my only interest in my whole life. I did the world's first digital film as well, which at the time I was told I was a fool, but now it's everything digital. What I brought to Nobility, I think, I have secretly a love of actors, and I've done a lot of visual effects movies, which kind of sometimes overshadows the characters in the film. So I was really happy that we didn't have to rely upon visual effects and we could rely upon real actors and real people to sort of bring the whole thing to life. And it brought me back to my theatre days when I was a young boy in theatre. There's a love of seeing people interacting, and that to me is everything about Nobility. Is people talking to people, doing things, and having adventures in outer space, which is really, all that matters in my world.
Thanks, man. That's very cool. I just want to also, I really love what you said, Chris, about how so much of sci-fi is so dark now. And yet sci-fi was supposed to be where we want to go, not where we are now.
Well,
not where we're stuck right now, but where we like to
Sci-fi
be.
used to lead society, not follow.
Exactly. And I love that Nobility is doing that. Yes, question, please.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I was just wondering, if you weren't your character on the show, what other character would you be and why?
Good question.
Can I go first because I'm closer? I play Doug Jones' character because I like to touch people and ask them how they're feeling.
And I play your character so you could touch me.
I'm about to make it rain.
Are we at the party yet? Is it happening?
It's love on the Nobility.
You should have seen the antics that happened on set.
I just went into a vacuum. I think I'd be Daenerys Targaryen. I mean, she has dragons. I mean, come on, dog. Come on.
I didn't put myself in the trailer, but I play the ship's medical doctor, Dr. Barnum. And
oh wait, you went to our show?
Yes.
Oh, you went to our show?
Yeah, on our show.
Why is it so difficult?
Don't worry, Chris, we love you.
You went through literally every sci-fi show that ever exists.
Now just stay with your answer. I will never look at Daenerys Targaryen the same again. Can we take another question and try to drag ourselves out of this?
Yes, let's.
I could not follow that up. Like, this is, I don't know if I should let you guys
You didn't even fit another line.
I know, yeah. Does anybody else have an answer to that?
They all have to answer.
Well, I will jump in and say I would play Walter's character because he's drunk all the time. He just gets to do whatever he wants to do. I think that would be hilarious.
I would play Cass's character. Now that Cass doesn't do an awesome freaking job. But dang it, I'm a sci-fi nerd and I want to be the captain of a starship.
He gets touched all the
And he really gets touched all the time. Thanks for that one, Ellen.
That was, okay, so if anybody else want to answer, I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Just quickly, I have a history of always sort of being jealous of Christopher Judge's characters. I really want to play Teal'c, so this time.
Only because I have cod pieces.
Literally cannot follow that up. Okay. Sorry guys. Okay, hi, my name is Robin, and I'm really excited to see this cast up here. And I just wanted to ask, since you have so many cult TV shows represented here, Star Trek, Stargate, Lost, Heroes, is there anybody when you either heard as a guest star or even on the cast that was going to be on it, you had your own little fangirl or geek moment, like, they're going to work with them? Anybody?
Yes, me. So my background is theatre in England, and when all of a sudden all these people started coming on board, and I found out I was going to be working with them all every day. It was like, hi, I grew up watching you. Yeah, I'm not nervous at all. It's all great, you know. And it was amazing feeling working with people that you respected, and then you get to work with them, and they're even better in person. So I'm just flying, you know, I'm off planet. It's brilliant. I'm so happy. What a great cast.
I definitely had that feeling as well. I mean, can you imagine when I received the footage? I mean, I knew who was going to be on board, but until the last minute, I still had surprises. And like, I guess a couple of weeks ago, I had my biggest moment with see Chioki's on it. You know, I saw the footage and I'm like, wow, I was a huge fan.
I'm already sharing a room, kid.
For me, myself, now I grew up as a child actor. I grew up in the industry, working with folks like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. But I never got to work in sci-fi until recently, and so and that's where all my childhood heroes were. So you have no idea how hard it is to sit there and be across the table from literally the people you've idolized from when you were a little child, of like 2 or 3 years old, and still try to be professional.
Can I tell them the story about Chris?
Yes, please do.
So I met Chris at FantasyCon a month ago or so, and we were still trying to cast this role of Admiral Neb, and we had talked, EJ and I had talked months ago about our first choices for it, and he's like, I want, because, you know, everyone sees the Admiral, and I want this to be a powerful black actor, and he went through his list. Right at the top was Mr. Judge, but we had no way of getting in touch, and we didn't know anyone. I knew one of the people who was the executive producer on Stargate, but they didn't even know how to get in touch with Chris, so we let that go, and we kept going through our second, third, fourth choices. Finally, I met him, and I went, dude, what about this show? And he was like, dude, let's do it. And so I called up EJ, and I said, EJ, I think we got our Nev. Our Admiral Neb. He goes, who is it? I said, I'm not going to tell you. And so I said, but here's his phone number. Just call him and offer him the job. And so he called up Chris, not knowing who he was talking to. And how long did you make him wait?
A little bit.
And so here I am, going off like an idiot, like, hi, my name is EJ De La Pena, I'm the creator and executive producer of this sci-fi series, you know, we got a lot of great people on it. I've been told that you're someone I really want to work with, but, and then all of a sudden he goes, it's Chris Judge. And
I heard a squeal out in the parking lot. A mile.
And I believe it was something like, ah!
There's your fanboy moment.
That was yet another one.
Boy, my room's going to be crowded in that.
I just want to end really quickly with you guys already have such an amazing chemistry. I can't wait to see it on screen.
Yeah, thank you.
A lot of chemistry in this platform. Yes, sweet.
Yeah, I don't. So I'm geeking over her because she's Hunger Games right now. So's over there. My name is Melissa, not Kathy. And one thing that is unfortunate is in a lot of sci-fi, they're often very male-heavy casts, and this seems very much more kind of equal. And I think of like Adrian was in a very female-heavy cast on Xena, and some of the others have been on more kind of balanced casts. Was that a conscious move, or just kind of that's what ended up happening?
I like how all the eyes on the panel just went whoop. When I was initially writing it, really I was just going with the flow. And just whatever came out and just kind of released it. And it wasn't until I was going back and doing rewrites and started looking initially, it was probably a little bit more male heavy, just me being a guy, that's what's going to come first. And so I started going back and looking at it, and it was very important to me that we did balance it out some, and even if we didn't fully balance it out now, we could balance it out, that there was room to balance it out as the show goes on. But I think what I was more concerned with was passing the Bechdel test, for those of you who don't know that. Yeah, there we go. Basically having two women talk about something other than a man. And I went back through and I was like really trying to go through it, and I couldn't figure out how I could make the script work with the Bechdel test. And then all of a sudden, just going back with what I already wrote, I had already done it without even trying. I was like, yes! I was very happy about that. So as far as balancing it out, that's kind of where I was coming from. Me personally, I don't really like to sit there and make a big deal about race or gender or anything like that, because I think that highlights the problems we have in our own society today. I'd much rather just let it be. Just see these people getting along and not having race or gender being an issue. And thank you for the compliment.
Was there any character that started out as one gender and became another, started out as one race and then another?
There's a few that flipped back and forth. I think it was really funny because there's a lot of characters that they started out as one race and then they became another race. I think the only one that actually happened with was with Cass's character, who I initially wrote as white, and then Cass is obviously Persian and Indian descent. And that was just Cass. We met Cass at WonderCon about 1.5 years ago, and he fit the part, and that was great. And I didn't really care about the race, so it's just the way it ended up. But yeah, there were several others that flipped back and forth. My character, we were talking about giving to a girl for a while, going back and forth, and it just ended up that I was able to continue to play the role, which made me happy. But if there was someone who was a bigger name that came along who was a girl, I would have been perfectly happy with that. No worries, thank you.
Awesome. Now we have a question coming in from the fan page. Yes, you're not alone. Facebook is watching, listening. I don't even know how that's happening, but hey, technology. And they want to know when Steven, who's listening in somewhere, wants to know when he can buy Nobility t-shirts, mugs, or the model of the ship, which is an awesome. Who designed the ship?
That's Tobias Richter.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, if you look at Star Trek Renegades or Accident.
Lightworks, yeah. And where can they buy any Nobility stuff?
You can get ships and wristbands like the one I'm wearing at our booth. It's 1949. We also have free posters we're handing out. As far as models of the ship and everything, and mugs and all that, hang tight. Keep checking our website and social media. You'll probably see that in the future.
Awesome. And I have one more question we're going to take from the Facebook before we talk to this young lady here. Another Steven wants to know, and I want you to answer this, Adrian, because I love you. I want you to answer this, and it says, what about the series are you most looking forward to?
Tell me you love me again.
I love you.
Thank you.
Forever.
Vic is very good at walking the line and sometimes crossing the line of being sexy and creepy.
I call it cranksy.
Yes, cranksy. Most exciting thing. To be honest, for me, as well as some of the other cast have mentioned this as well, but I've gotten to do a lot of drama, and I haven't gotten to do a lot of comedy, and I love to do comedy, so I love that it's a show that showcases both. So that's honestly the thing that I'm most excited about, is to see how that grows.
Awesome. We have time, I think, for one more question, and then we've got another awesome video clip for you to end with, Strong. So what is your question, my dear?
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado. And I was going to ask if you're all a fan of the genre, sci-fi and fantasy, but you said funny, so I was really racking my brain. And Amanda Tapping was at Starfest just a few months ago, and she told us a lot of really great Christopher Judge farting stories. So I was wondering if you had any Christopher Judge farting stories, or you could answer my first question. She said she had...
I assume that question is to them, because I've got a lot of great Christopher Judge farting stories.
Yeah, she said they left you in a spacesuit that you farted in for lunch one time.
I'm guessing Doug Jones is pretty happy he's not here right now.
Just wondering, maybe you haven't been feeling
They don't know yet.
Are we really ending on a fart question now?
I'm scared.
Let's talk about that spacesuit for a minute. Now, let's take the first part. That sounded a little more noble.
That's your fault.
What? Did I say funny?
You did.
Yeah, you're a little funny.
Did I say
You said
funny
you
question?
wanted fun questions.
Oh no, any question is a fun question.
No, like, are you guys fans, like, of the genre? Do you like science fiction and fantasy? If you've addressed it, but I'm always interested, especially for actors, if you just take roles that come to you, or if you really like
shut
being
up.
Okay, I would say that without sci-fi, none of us would be here. I mean, we've done a bunch of other genres, but we're very grateful to sci-fi because it's given us fans like yourself and more fans, and the challenges. And there's many different genres within sci-fi where you can go from an absolute Catwoman type of thing to more realistic things. So there's a lot of different acting skills we can use in the different sci-fi shows. So we're cool. Why are you laughing at
Do
me?
you guys,
Because I'm talking serious? Because the funny girl's talking serious? Listen, let me just tell you something. We're thrilled to be here. Just let's.
This
Christopher, stop
lady
laughing.
down here at the end has not said anything. I've been teasing her. So
I said I like to touch people, isn't it?
That's when I stopped
You
listening.
weren't listening, I know.
I didn't hear that part. How did I miss that?
So, well, for those of you who know who I am from Joss Whedon's Dollhouse, I feel very privileged to be a part of that world because I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan, and I actually was before being on the show. I was a legit Tuesday night pizza and ice cream cake Buffy girl. That's what I was wondering if you guys I mean, I was late to the party, but once I got there, I stayed all night because once you get in, it's fantastic. And so I love Buffy, and when I auditioned for every show he ever did and actually didn't get any part, even a tiny, tiny one, until I got Melly on Dollhouse. So when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And Joss was completely loving and supportive, and the fan base has been incredible. It makes me cry thinking about it. And I've, our lovely gentleman from Auckland who stepped up earlier. Hi, how are you? That's where I met Vic, actually. I didn't even expect to see him tonight. And the whole community is a family. And that's it. And you're loving and loved and accepted, and it's fun. And then everyone on this panel, someone asked earlier before we were geeky about working with somebody. And every time I tell someone, I was like, just look at the cast list. Like, just look at everybody. We have Chekhov, for God's sake, I mean, we're legit. It's awesome. And everybody up here is wonderful. And Adrienne, my darling girl over there, she's the one that brought me on board. And we met at a con. We've never actually worked together. We just met at a con in Baltimore 100 years ago and got along. And everyone up here is really, really sweet and really professional and loves what they do. And that's why everything you see up here is totally genuine, because we're really happy to work on the show and with each other. The end.
Sci-fi fans are the best. The fans. Sci-fi fans are the best. I mean, you go to conventions, you see somebody who did one role in a good sci-fi thing, and they're beloved, and they can ride that role, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm talking about. They can own that role and be loved and recognized and embraced by the sci-fi fans for years and years to come. And I think only sci-fi really does that. It's a magical medium.
It attracts a kind of people to it that we only kind of imagine. Everyone at if I could crawl into a brig and be like a stowaway on a spaceship right now, I would do that. I don't have to be the captain of a starship. And the people who are at the Comic-Cons, like what Vic was saying, are a completely different breed of people. I meet these people every day when we're signing. You guys are amazing. I have met hundreds of thousands of you over the past few years, and I've never met a Comic-Con douchebag. Ever.
It's true.
They're all nice. They're a bit weird sometimes.
You know what?
They're very quirky, but they're always nice.
You know what?
And
So many people think that they're going to somehow be made fun of if they kind of come out and say, I love this show or this sci-fi, or I'm a nerd for this. But as soon as they do, they find that there are a dozen people around them that love all the same things. And that's how something like this has grown to 100,000, attendees. And how wonderful is it to come someplace for one weekend and be surrounded by 100,000 people who all love the things you love. It's a great, great image of how great the world could be if people just found the things they enjoyed, and shared what they had in common, We've got a great clip. Can we show the clip now, boss?
I guess.
All right, this is called Meet Terry. Teddy. Oh, that's my handwriting and I can't read it. Meet Teddy. Or it could be called Meet Daenerys Targaryen.
She has dragons.
Of course, this is when Tech decides to screw up. Woohoo!
This is why you shouldn't command a spaceship.
Who said that?
That wasn't me.
Does anybody do stand up?
Teddy. You do. Yes, I'll just get up and act it out on my own.
Hey, we've got another question from Facebook. It's magical how that just happens. Oh, here's a great question. I'm particularly interested in this.
Well, I don't know much about her, actually.
You're kidding me, right?
Oh, I was just really kinky.
No. Not talking about her. Sorry. No.
Oh, she has a pet snake named Bear. I thought Lieutenant Theodora was the communications officer. No?
Afraid of her? I'm sorry. You think I'm afraid of her?
Oh, we're besties. Yeah. Oh, we have so much fun together. Yes, she is a bit odd.
Well, on my end, she didn't even leave her quarters. I mean, I might feel sorry for her.
Come to think of it, I've never actually seen her.
She's a communication officer. Why would I be afraid? She's not here, is she?
Oh, you know what I call her? I call her Teddy. Mm-hmm.
Here's one more question from Facebook. Which character, in the actor's opinion, has the most idiosyncratic behaviors? Which character, in the actor's opinion, has the most idiosyncratic behaviors?
Walter or Doug?
Whoever's not here.
Good call.
That's pretty quirky. Though Captain Stern, they're not quite as obvious as Walter or Doug's character, but Cass's character also. Yeah. Yeah.
I resemble that remark.
You guys, I want you to take out a pen or pencil, and I want you to write this down. All right? You're going to be quizzed on this later. Nobilitytheseries.com. Nobilitytheseries.com. You can go there and check out, keep in touch, and keep up to date with what's going on with the series, and pass that on to your friends. What's the Facebook?
The Facebook is facebook.com/nobilitytheseries, same as the website. And our Twitter is @NobilitySeries. Be sure to follow us and get new updates, new videos, and perhaps that elusive merchandise that people were talking about.
And Instagram.
And Instagram. That's Colin Pelton, our
No idea about that.
You guys, thank you so much for joining Nobility